Suguru Geto was right. And before you click away, no, I am not saying genocide was right. I am saying something far more uncomfortable. Geto was right about the world that created him. Non-sorcerers created curses. Sorcerers were forced to kill them. Sorcerers suffered. Sorcerers died. And the people being protected? They never even knew. Geto's mistake was not seeing the problem. His mistake was deciding that the people trapped inside the problem were the problem. And that is why Suguru Geto is terrifying. Because he didn't simply lose his mind. He followed a line of logic until genocide started looking like salvation. Before Geto called humans monkeys, he believed they were worth dying for. The strong must protect the weak. That wasn't just something Geto said. It was the foundation of his identity. But imagine his existence. Curses are born from human fear, hatred, and resentment. And Geto had to consume them. He took the filth humanity created, put it inside his mouth, and swallowed. Again and again. He described the taste as a rag used to wipe up vomit. Geto's philosophy wasn't destroyed in one dramatic moment. It was eroded, one curse at a time. Every act of heroism tasted disgusting. And still, he told himself, the weak must be protected. But how long can you sacrifice yourself for people before you begin to resent them for needing the sacrifice? Then Gojo became the strongest. And everyone talks about this as Gojo's awakening. Almost nobody talks about what it meant for Geto. Because before that moment, they were the strongest. Together, then Gojo awakened. And the word we disappeared. Gojo became untouchable. And Geto kept swallowing curses. Gojo evolved beyond the suffering. Geto became buried underneath it. And nobody noticed. Or worse, as long as he kept completing missions. Nobody cared enough to ask. That is how systems destroy people. Not always through cruelty. Sometimes through usefulness. As long as you are productive, your suffering becomes invisible. Gojo became untouchable. And Geto became completely alone. Then came Riko Amanai, a child expected to sacrifice her life for the world. But for one moment, she chose to live. Then, a bullet. And she was gone. But I don't think Riko's death was the moment Geto truly broke. I think it happened afterward. The applause, people smiling, clapping, celebrating the death of a child. Look at that moment through Geto's eyes. These are the people you protect. These are the people your friends die for. These are the people whose curses you swallow. And they are applauding. Suddenly, the strong must protect the weak. Doesn't sound noble anymore. It sounds like a death sentence. Because Geto discovered something his morality was never prepared for. The weak are not automatically good. Powerlessness does not equal innocence. A person can be weak and still be cruel. And if the weak can be cruel, then why does strength owe them protection? That question destroyed him. People say Geto lost his humanity. I think the opposite is more terrifying. Geto couldn't stop feeling. Every sorcerer who died mattered. Every child sacrificed mattered. Every curse accumulated. Gojo had infinity. The world literally could not touch him. Geto had no emotional infinity. Everything touched him. And eventually, he stopped asking, how do I protect everyone? And started asking, who deserves to be protected? Sorcerers became people. Non-sorcerers became monkeys. Because genocide becomes much easier when you stop seeing your victims as human beings. Then Yuki Tsukumo gave his pain a framework. Non-sorcerers create curses. Curses kill sorcerers. Therefore, remove non-sorcerers. And sorcerers stop dying. Yuki never told Geto to commit genocide. But now his hatred had a formula. And that is what makes him terrifying. His conclusion was monstrous. But it wasn't random. He identified a cycle, then chose the most horrific possible way to break it. He was right about the disease. He was catastrophically wrong about the cure. Then Geto found two young sorcerer girls, locked inside a cage, abused, beaten, treated like monsters by the very people sorcerers were supposed to protect. And something inside him finally snapped. Everyone remembers Geto as the villain who massacred a village. Almost nobody remembers the boy who believed the strong should protect the weak, until the world convinced him that the weak meant something different. He didn't simply go crazy. Calling him insane is comforting, because then we don't have to examine the system that created him. Why were teenagers sent to die? Why were children treated as weapons? Why did nobody notice one of their strongest sorcerers mentally collapsing? Geto didn't snap. He radicalized. His suffering created resentment. His isolation protected it. Violence made returning impossible. That is how radicalization happens. Not with one evil thought, but with 1,000 experiences slowly becoming one terrifying answer. Gojo believed the system was broken too. But Gojo chose education. Geto chose extermination. Same wound, different answer? Suguru was wrong. His ideology was monstrous. His actions were unforgivable. But monsters are rarely born believing they are monsters. Sometimes they begin as idealists until the world shows them so much suffering that saving everyone feels impossible. Geto never stopped believing the strong should protect the weak. He simply changed who he believed the weak were. That is why Suguru is terrifying. Everyone noticed when he became a villain. Nobody noticed when he was becoming one.
And if you're ready to see anime, not just as entertainment, but as a mirror for life, subscribe to Mushin Mind. Until next time, don't just watch anime. Feel it, question it, grow with it. This is Mushin Mind. Anime is the mirror. Growth is the reflection.